Christian, how are you feeling, I guess, watching the Sydney and the Brisbane teams go and play in Las Vegas and you guys are stuck in Melbourne? Are you a bit jealous? Or?
I think every player's a little bit jealous of that trip. But yeah, look, I was just really happy. I think rugby league, we probably pride ourselves on someone's always scrapping someone in our game. Whether it's the players with the new CBA or the clubs or the states or, there's CEOs. But it was really pretty rare day yesterday where I feel like the whole community of rugby league was really rallied together, and obviously the administrators to have the vision to go over there and put the show on, and and the broadcasters to get behind it, and all the sponsors, and then also the players to, for round one for those two games. They're pretty amazing products there, I thought. So I thought it was really nice. I was smiling a little bit at home about. I was just feeling good about rugby league yesterday, and I think a lot of people were in our game.
Do you think next year, if Storm got the chance, do you think you guys would put your hand up to go over there?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd be a great trip, great initiative to be a part of, and I'm sure there's benefits for the club. So I'm sure they'd love to put their hand up.
I guess you guys got to go to Fiji. That was a big success, it appeared.
Yeah, I mean, Fiji was, it's a similar style. We were very privileged to go over to Fiji, where there is a lot more passion for the game than I suppose the America, but just taking the game to, I suppose, an audience that doesn't get to see it, that was really pleasing. And obviously Tui's such an important guy for our club, and to go over there and to, I suppose, show his people like what he gets to do as a player, and I think he took Nelson and Ellie over to his remote village, which is actually pretty hard to get to, I think. So it's not just mainland Fiji. So and to play the game and have all the support there, it was a really, really great time for us as a squad and for bonding. And they took the full squad, all the staff, a lot of commercial staff were there. So it was really good.
On that kind of expansion train of thought, you wrote about it recently. Is there a place you'd like to see the 18th team?
It's hard to put this way. I think the future, I think traditional breeding grounds in Australia, they're producing great talent, but I think almost half of the NRL and NRLW are identify as Pacifica or Maori. So I really see huge value in going to New Zealand there, and getting a franchise in Christchurch. They've got a brand new stadium there. They can coexist, a bit like us down here in Melbourne. We don't try and take on Collingwood or Carlton. We try and really fit into the sporting culture. I think Melbourne gets behind you. So I think there'd be a real value there in investing. The biggest criticism of expansion is, is there enough talent in the competition? So why not go to these developing, heartlands where, us white front rowers, I'm not going to have a job in 10 years because all these fantastic Pacific Island and Kiwi, powerful guys, skillful, and a lot of them are on display yesterday. That's the future of our game. So I think it'd be a great idea to go there.
So in terms of the captaincy, you stepped away from it this year. Can you kind of talk us through that decision?
Look, it was a huge privilege for me. I love this club. Been here for 12 years. I got here when I was 18. So to be captain was really special. But at the end of the day, no one's bigger than the club, and Belzer obviously decided that it was for the best interest of the team that we move on from me as captain. So I fully accept that, and I just want us to be successful, and I want to see Storm winning games, challenging in finals, and trying to win that premiership on the last day of the season. So look, it is what it is. It's obviously just got to stick at it and just play my role, and I love this club and I just want us to be successful.
Do you think Harry's a good fit for captain this year? Yeah,
Harry's he's awesome. I kept an eye on Harry for a while. I'm not that much older than him, but I was playing. It was my first year, first grade, and we were playing at Leichhardt Oval, and Harry was playing in the under-20s, and he was leading the charge, with his line speed and leadership and the way he was talking to the team. And from that day, I kind of noticed him. I said, he's going to be a really good player, but also a good guy to have at our club. So he's done a great apprenticeship under Camp Smith, and he's the best hooker in the game and a great leader. So we're in pretty safe hands.
And you talk about wanting to win games and playing that last day of the season. You got a good test round one against the Panthers. How are you guys shaping up for that one?
Yeah, it's going to be a good contest, isn't it? Probably the best team in the modern era. you know, it's pretty hard to argue against that. And they win 3 comps in a row, and their win percentage, they're a phenomenal team. And yeah, really excited to test our wares on Friday. We'll see how we go.
Storm haven't lost a round 1 game in 23 years. Bit of pressure going in.
Oh yeah, look, I don't know. Look, there's a few guys who've been in a while, but it's probably more of a Belzer thing. Some of these guys have only been here for 3 or 4 years, so it's not. Someone asked me about it, does that motivate us? And to be honest, I don't think so. I think what motivates us is we're taking the best team in the competition, you know, for the last 5 years. We're taking them on round 1 in front of our home fans in Melbourne, in front of. That's what excites me, and that's what should motivate you, not some, oh, we've won a few round 1s in a row.
How's the pack looking?
Yeah, good. I think Nelson's working hard, but I'm not sure if he'll get there for this week. But he's been trying to get there with his rehab. But yeah, we've had some really great. We had a great performance in Fiji, and Josh King and Trent Liero have had pretty amazing pre-seasons. So yeah, pretty excited. But I don't know, I feel a bit uncomfortable. There's no point really talking about how we're going to go, you know. And everyone's running PBs. Everyone's had fantastic pre-seasons. You know, it's all cliches at the moment, but until you actually kick that ball on Friday and get into it against probably the best pack in the comp, you know, Fisher Harris and Leota, there's no real point in me talking about it. It's going to reflect on the field on Friday how we go.
Christian, big year for rugby league in Melbourne. It's been 30 years since 87,000 people came to the MCG for the Origin's back this year. You kind of mentioned before, you know, what life was like in Melbourne as the Storm. How do you think rugby league's going in Melbourne at the moment?
Yeah, I think it's going good. I think the Storm have actually taken over the pathways, which I think there's going to be a lot of, I suppose, cohesion, a bit more investment. Because the reality is, I think we're 25 or 26 years old. We've had 5 Victorian men's players, so it's probably not good enough, to be honest, considering how long we've been here, and we need to continue to invest and get our kids at a younger age and develop them, because, as our footy manager says, there's plenty of talent here. There's some fantastic kids coming through the Victorian Junior Rugby League. It's about getting them at an early age, getting good coaching into them, good diet, good strength and conditioning, and developing them and becoming a bit of a nursery, you know, which sounds a bit odd when you talk about a rugby league nursery in Melbourne, but I truly believe it can happen. I think that's what the club have identified, that, you know, you see teams like Penrith churning out talent and and guys who have played together, all their juniors wanting to stay together. There's some real benefit in investing in that infrastructure. So I think that's what the Storm have identified, and it's really exciting to see some younger local Victorian guys, and obviously highlighted by Su'a, just stayed on for another 5 years, I think. So he's going to be a star, and there's plenty more coming through.
Any thoughts on the Rebels situation?
Oh, I feel really sorry for him. My housemate Brad, he plays for the Rebels, and I know a lot of those fellas, and yeah, they've invested a lot to try and get the game going. Their commitment to the team, and yeah, it's really disappointing. And it's, people just say, you know, get rid of a team, but there's so many livelihoods. You know, you've got partners and players who are not sure what they're doing. You know, staff members, and these guys aren't on $500,000. You know, these. You know, I know a few Rebels guys that are driving Uber Eats to, you know, on those academy deals, they're training full time. It's not as glamorous as people think. So I think the uncertainty is really tough on these guys. And but coming here, I was a little fan on Friday night coming into Super Round, and to see the Rebels come back from, I think they were down 15 at one stage in the second half, to win that game. I was so stoked for them, because they needed a bit of good news after a tough couple of months.
Any of them look good in purple?
I think we could get a few. It's picking at the carcass a little bit there. No, hopefully the Rebels stay, and those boys, you know, continue to have a presence in Melbourne. But yeah, look, there's certainly plenty of good guys there who could make a go in Storm, but they've taken a few of us with Korobete and a few others over the years. So yeah, not sure.